Adaman is like, hey, I'm also here. So you throw it at Logan and it gets uneven.
Hey, I'm also here. That's how this game felt. I literally, dude, this game introduced so many random NPCs and I didn't care about a single one of them. It was literally like, here's this person that matters for 5 seconds. Here's this person that matters for 5 seconds. Here's this person that matters for 5 seconds. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Just get me through the game. There's too many NPCs that I don't care about. This is Pokemon Legends Arceus Explained in 13 minutes by Chase Kipp. I'll be honest, I didn't pay super close attention to the story whenever I was playing through this game because I got kind of bored and I just wanted to finish the game. So let's see if he can help us understand it.
The region of Sinnoh used to be called Hisui thousands of years ago.
Mhm.
Pokeballs were just invented and people were still learning how to throw them at things.
Yep.
So Pokemon would kinda wreck people.
Yep.
In comes the Galaxy Survey Corps. They recruit non-suspecting 15-year-olds, give them a fresh new outfit,
Which
and
is a
send
little
them out
awkward.
into the wilderness to research and capture Pokemon in the hopes of
Why would adults not be doing this? That's always my question whenever this happens. Why would this be left to kids? Sorry, moving on.
completing the first ever Pokedex, an encyclopedia of all of these scary and horrifying creatures. The Survey Corps are based in Jubilife City and are under the watch of their
Train your dragon. You know that part whenever they're going through all the dragons? Highly dangerous. Kills you like this. Can kill you like this. Can kill you like that. Highly dangerous. Kill on sight. Next dragon goes through the list of all of its traits. Highly dangerous. Kill on sight. Highly dangerous. Kill on sight. That's what it makes me think of whenever I go into this region.
Mustache Commander Komado. Outside the village, there's the Diamond and the Pearl clans, who have an ongoing dispute over which Pokemon they think is God. The Diamond clan thinks it's Dialga, and the Pearl clan, well, you know, Palkia. We all know it's Arceus, but they didn't have Bulbapedia back then.
Yeah, they
the
didn't
god,
know.
known as Almighty Sinnoh, was said to have blessed 10 Pokemon with his powers, and gave them one of its Arceus plates to hold in their mouths, I guess. And these Pokemon descendants are guarded by wardens from the Diamond and the Pearl clans. Well, one day a rift appeared in the sky and started zapping Pokemon with evil lightning, making them larger and angrier. So to help remedy the issue, Arceus sent a child from the future back into the past with only their smartphone, with their only mission being to
With only their
collect
smartphone.
all Pokemon. Thankfully, Arceus only met the ones living in Hisui, or else this would be a much longer
That live in
Protecting the
Hisui.
Standards found by
LOL.
Professor Laventon, and after catching 3 level 5 Pokemon, Professor L is like, that's it. You're the one. You're our savior. They take him to see Captain Silene, but she's like,
You're the
"No,
chosen
they
one."
must prove themselves with a real challenge. Go capture a Bidoof, a Starly, and if you're still alive by then, a Shinx. So you get out
Go catch 3 of the weakest Pokemon in the entire game. And you know what? That'll prove to us that you're good. True, I didn't think about that when I played through it.
down to the wilderness with your Survey Corps friend, and they're like, okay, just throw the ball at the Pokemon. Ignore the fact that the entire world has just opened up to you to explore, and they're gone. 5 hours later, after you collected 50 Pokemon, you return to Silene and officially join the Corps. Your friend is like, hey, by the way, can you come with me to meet Warden Mai? But while leaving the village, you're stopped by a merchant named Volo, who's just your everyday dude searching the world for the plates of God. You meet with Mai, and she brings you to see a true alpha Pokemon that you probably defeat with one hit. And this impresses the noble Stantler so much that it gives you its plate and agrees to become your loyal steed that you can summon at any time by playing a little ditty on your flute. I then proceeded to ride off the nearby cliff thinking I was invincible and quickly learned that you do, in fact, still take fall damage. You return to
Yep,
Kamado
that's something
and
everybody
Venus
figured
and
out in this
Diamond and
game.
Pro Clan are here, and Adaman is like, we need to take care of a rampaging Cleaver, and Irida is like, no, that's a Pearl Clan noble Pokemon, you guys can't interfere. But also, we're not gonna stop it because it's like one of our lords, and that's sacrilegious. Kamado's like, well, whatever, we'll just send the new recruit to fix this. So you make a ball using all of Cleaver's
Let's grab the new guy and send him at the rampaging Cleaver.
favorite
Because we're
snacks
all so useless that we can't do anything, apparently.
and throw them at him until he finally calms down. Returning to Jubilife, you find that Arizu from the Diamond Clan is complaining that an Ursaluna is in a frenzy at the Mirelands. Kamado is like, oh hey, it's my newest recruits. How convenient of you to show up.
That's how it always works in video games. Oh, how convenient. Now I don't have to take care of this. You do it, new guy.
Well, I guess you can handle this one as well. You find Ursaluna's warden, and she's like, no, I don't need any help. I'll fight the bear all by myself. And Volo is like, oh, she's just cranky because 1/5 of her stone slab got stolen by bandits. Just like the middle portion, not the entire thing. Well, you track down the bandits and get back the stone slab.
True.
Is
Makes
like,
no sense.
Did this for me? Let me put it back together. It reads, friendship is good. I finally understand what it means after 99 long years. All right, let's get on with this. I need to get back to catching Pokemon. So
For
she
real.
takes you to see Ursa Luna.
Get me
and
outta
you
here.
It up only to discover that it wasn't actually frenzied. It was just poisoned by Arizu's totem Pokemon after it tried to give it a sniff. Kalaba's like, it was that scamp Arizu. She poisoned Ursa Luna. I knew it. The Diamond Clan is conspiring to kill us all. So you use Ursa Luna's schnoz to track down Arizu, only to find her laid out in the dirt after collecting Lilligant's favorite snacks. Kalaba is like, maybe I misjudged you. You were just trying to help fix everything. And Arizu is like, no, it was my fault for not taking care of Lilligant. And Adamant is like, hey, I'm also here. So you throw it at Lilligant and it gets uneven.
Hey, I'm also here. That's how this game felt. I literally, dude, this game introduced so many random NPCs and I didn't care about a single one of them. It was literally like, here's this person that matters for 5 seconds. Here's this person that matters for 5 seconds. Here's this person that matters for 5 seconds. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Just get me through the game. There's too many NPCs that I don't care about.
End of story. Adamant is like, well, Arizu, maybe you should put in more training so you can take better care of Lilligant. And Arizu's like, yeah. Then she moves into Jubilife Village and becomes a barber and sells haircuts for 500 Poke Dollars. You visit Kamado and he's like, I'm sending you on another mission.
Makes sense.
This time to the Coastland. Don't worry, there's no frenzied noble Pokemon there. Thankfully, it died. But people are seeing its ghosts, so I want you to, you know, do your thing. At Cobalt Coastland, Irida is like, hey, watch me play the flute. This is gonna look super sick in the trailers. Anyways, there's 2 Wardens here and 0 Lord Pokemon, so we're trying to raise up one of the old one's children to take over. Volo is also here and is like, hey, I can't believe we bumped into each other again. It's not like
It's super weird to me that they call this guy Volo. Every time I think of Volo, I think of in Dungeons and Dragons, Volo's Guide to Monsters. That's literally what I think of every single time. So it's super, my brain just does not process that this guy is called Volo and he's a different person. Every time it happens, I just think Volo's Guide to Monsters. Every time.
I'm following you or anything. Wow, you have 4 plates already.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the legendary hero.
I'm
who fought
amazing.
Alongside the 10 noble Pokemon long ago. A story that will be explained in The Legend of Pokemon Legends Arceus. You meet the warden Paulina and she's like, so you want to get across the ocean? Well, first, would you like to hear about my relationship problems? Well,
No.
You see, me and my boyfriend are from different clans and we both... Then suddenly Team Rocket appears and they nab the Growlithe and disappear to the other island. So Warden Iskon teaches you the tune for Basculin, which is conveniently the same tune that you used to call...
It's Bascu Legion, thank you very much. It's Bascu Legion.
Every other Pokemon, and you ride over to the other island and challenge the bandits to a Pokemon battle. You beat them, but they're like, too bad, we have 50 max revives. What the? I thought only the player could abuse cheap items in battle. Then suddenly the other Growlithe arrives and evolves into the new Lord Pokemon to save its brother.
I love the
Paulina
derpy
is
tongue
like,
sticking out.
The cowardly Growlithe has finally found its courage. And Iskon is like, I could learn a thing or two from him. And the late Arcanine is like, you've done it, son. You've become a Pokemon legend. And Irida is like, I'm also here. But then he gets struck by lightning and you have to throw
I'm
more
also
stacks at him
here.
to calm him down. You go back to Jubilife and Adamant is like, we need help quelling another frenzied noble. But Warden Melly shows up and is like, not my darling Electrode, not my sweet spherical friend. And Kamado is like, how does everyone keep getting into my office? So you head outside where Ingo from Pokemon
How does
Black and
everyone
White
keep
and Black
getting
and
into my
White 2
office?
is here, I guess. And Irida is like, Ingo here has amnesia, but he's got a natural ability to tame wild Pokemon and became one of our wardens. He can help you gain the Sneasler's trust so you can climb your way up to the
Sneasler.
Electrode. So you tame the Sneasler
Oh,
and
Lord.
climb to the
Look at that
mountaintop
thing.
where
Let me go
Melly is
back and let me just show you this thing
your
again.
way up to the Electrode. So you tame the Sneasler.
Look at that thing. What did we do? Why did we do this to Sneasel and Weavile? It's so ugly. I hate it so much. It's the worst.
And climb up to the mountaintop where Melly is like, hey, I know you want to throw snacks at my Electrode, but that's too bad because I have no idea what food Electrode even likes. And Adamant is like, Melly, stop making this game longer than it needs to be. Here, I brought Electrode's
Stop
favorite
making
brand of
this
salt.
game
Let's
longer
get the show
than
on the
it
road."
needs
You
to
tame
be.
the Electrode, and afterwards, Ingo is like,
True.
"I remembered parts of my past during the 10
True.
years I've been
I thought
on
I accidentally turned my
screen.
mic
I
off,
lived
sorry.
in a world where Pokemon and people worked in harmony and fought extremist groups together." And Adamant is like, maybe this is all just a test from God to get us to work together with Pokemon. And Melly is like, don't care, wasn't listening. Everyone rendezvous at Kamado's private office space. And Adamant is like, welp, one last noble to tame. And Kamado's like, yes, I'm sure once we take care of this last noble, the space rift will disappear and everything will be back to normal. And by we take care of, I of course mean you take care
Yep.
of. Now,
Send the
off to
15-year-old.
Alabaster Islands. On the way out, your friend stops
he's
you
even
and
that
is
old.
like, hey, I'm starting to feel like I'm being ridden out of the story, so I've been training up my Pokemon to challenge you for battle. Now, come
I'm
save
starting to feel like I've been written out of the story. True. So true.
me and my level 46 Staravia. I can't tell if this is better or worse than Barry's level 32 Starly. You arrive at the Icelands and Adamant is like, hey, aren't you cold in those shorts? And Irida is like, no, actually it's too hot here. Do you like this thing I do with my hand? It's my favorite animation to use. You then meet Avalug's warden, and he explains that Avalug's...
This guy that's jacked for no particular reason. This guy is literally like humongous and jacked, has his shirt off in the ice area. Like, okay, dude.
favorite snack is ice.
Another
But not
NPC
your
we don't have to
everyday
care about.
rare
Let's
ice.
go.
I'm talking the ice that can only be found atop this giant, unreachable...
This game
pillar.
needs an NPCs you
Braviary's
don't care
warden
about
shows
counter.
up, and Irida is
Look, another NPC we don't have to care about. There's 4 of them on the screen right now. There was us 3 that were, okay, we kind of care about you. We're kind of doing stuff. This random guy who's like, okay, maybe he's kind of important. Nope, he's not. Spoiler alert. And then another one shows up just to give us our bird that we can fly around on.
like, hey, let us use your bird so we can get up there.
Yep.
But she flees off to the Snow Point Temple. You follow her to the top.
Literally the
and
only point of
Sammy
her.
is like, okay, I'll let you use my braviary, but be careful. Flying isn't as easy as it looks. And I'm like, okay, small child, I know what I'm doing. Watch this. And then I fall 1,000 feet to my death because I, in fact, did not know what I was doing. Well, you get the ice and you throw it at the big old Avalug, taming the final Lord Pokemon. Then you return to Jubilife, and Professor L is like, you finally tamed all the frenzied lords. Now that rift in the sky will finally disappear. And your friend is like, yeah, but wouldn't that mean that they're now stuck in our era forever? Yeah, but then suddenly
Yeah, that's bad.
turns into an Earthbound battle background, and Kamado's like, you see this? This is all your fault. Everything bad started happening as soon as you came out of that rift in the sky. You're banished from Jubilife.
He really has a Golduck on his robes? How did I never notice this? I mean, that's really cool looking art, but Golduck?
Meanwhile, Ingo, who also came out of the same rift, is like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Outside the village, Volo is like, how about you stay with me in a remote cabin in the woods with my ambiguously related friend? Out in the woods, this mysterious woman tells you to visit the 3 lake spirits and use their power to create the red chain, which can be used to mend the world back together.
Is anybody else lost? Is anybody else at this point like, I'm tuned out, I don't care about this story anymore? Because that's literally, I was at this point of the game, I was like, I'm done, I don't care what's happening, get me out of this game.
You gain the blessings of the 3 lake
That's literally where I
spirits, and
got.
They help you create the red chain, but Kamado is already on his way up Mount Coronet to give whatever's on the other side of that rift a button.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed this game. The story was just cringe, had too much dialogue, and had way too many people that I didn't care about.
Kicking. So you reach the top of
And it
Mount
drug on for
Coronet
too long.
and are like, Samurai Grandpa, I will handle this. Then a legendary Pokemon emerges from the rift, and you unleash the red chain only for it to immediately shatter. So you catch it instead. But then another Pokemon comes out of the rift and you run away. Professor is like, let me see one of those plates, my boy. Yes, we must find an ore that has the same properties as this plate to create the ultimate Pokeball, because Ultra Balls definitely didn't work on the last one. You tell little cowboy man who leads you to the origin ore. They show up and are like,
Dude, this is the perfect example. It's like, okay, we could have just done the end of the game right there, but no, we got to go do this other thing. And then when we go to do the other thing, because we have to beat the game, now these idiots pop up again, and I got to deal with them. It's like, bro, just stop putting, it literally was just like, here's another thing to make the game last a little longer. Here's another thing to make the game last a little longer. Like, please stop it.
We're going to sell the ore and make money. Hello, have you looked outside? The world is literally ending. We'll make the origin ball and get to the top of Mount Coronet, but the legendary Pokemon transforms into, like, a horse, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. You throw
Weird,
a Pokeball at it
ugly,
and
awful,
everything gets fixed.
terrible form.
Man is like, well, I guess we were both right. Dialga and Palkia both exist. Or maybe we were both wrong because neither of them are actually God. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is we should start getting along. And Kamado's like, this calls for a party. Insert party.png. And Arceus is like, hey, did you catch those Pokemon yet? You return to the cabin in the woods, and Volo is like, hey, now that you've got some free time, how about you collect all those Arceus plates? You can probably find them being held by the legendary Pokemon of Hisui.
Here's
And
another
Vegeta
thing to
is
do.
like, yes, and I happen to know the location of all of them. Also, did I mention I'm like 5,000 years old? So you capture every single Pokemon, collect all of the Arceus plates, and 40 hours of gameplay later, return to the peak of Mount Coronet.
You don't have to catch all the Pokemon to do that, by the way. You don't have to catch all the Pokemon to do that. I didn't.
Where Volo is like, finally, you've captured all of the Pokemon except for one, Giratina, because he's with me. And he takes off his clothes.
And he's a bad guy all of a sudden.
Arceus cosplay. Well, it turns out
Couldn't have seen that
Volo
coming.
used Giratina to open up the rift, which caused Dialga and Palkia to get mad, and evil lightning to pour from the sky. His plan being to cause so much chaos that Arceus would descend from the heavens, giving Volo the opportunity to capture it and use it to create a new universe. All because of his super tragic and super vague backstory. So you have an intense
Footage
battle with
missing.
Volo that comes
They
down to
forgot
the
to
very
write him a
last Pokemon,
backstory.
and you win. And he hands over the last plates, meaning that you finally completed all of the arbitrary tasks needed to meet God. And suddenly a stairway to heaven appears. At the top, Arceus is like, thank you for taking care of Volo and saving the world. I'm sure you'd like to be sent back to your era, but that would mean that the game would be over. And I bet you want to do some shiny hunting after this. So I'm sure your friends and family won't mind if you stick around for another couple of years.
It's so true.
The
So here's what they could have done. They could have ended it with this character, and then you play as the other character. So you swap to whoever it was. This is something that Red Dead Redemption 2 did that I really, really liked, is like, they actually got to tell a full story with a character, and he didn't make it. Spoilers if you didn't play Red Dead Redemption 2. The main character dies. The game's like 5 or 6 years old, 7 years old now, something like that. And then they switch you over to the other guy because that game leads into the previous Red Dead Redemption. It's really cool. I really like that. That's what they should have done with the ending here.
And, I mean, there has to be DLC, right? Where's Barry and Jupiter's ancestors? Why is there a race of immortal Cynthia lookalikes? And why, oh why, was Ingo, of all characters, chosen to get sent back in time? Like, he's literally just a dude who conducts trains in Pokey, New York. Alright. If you have a game you'd like to see me cover, leave it in the...
Yep, for real. Why did it end this way? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't real happy with the story. I thought it was weird and boring and lame. Way too many NPCs, way too much dialogue. If you guys enjoyed that, thank you so much for watching. Do all that cool algorithm stuff. Check out my other Pokemon reactions. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.